Welcome to my living room for those of you who haven't been here before. I do Zoom classes here every Wednesday, beginners at 6 o'clock, intermediate at 7:15. And we're going to look at what we've done so far in about 16 or 17 lessons up to the first third of the short form. What I want to try and include are some of the principles that are in the postures of the form, not just the moves themselves. So let's start at the very beginning. Just drop the screen so you can see my feet. Feet are always important in Tai Chi because it's how we connect with the ground. So we start with our feet together. We start in our attention posture. Attention means putting our attention on the body sensations. First of all, the frame of the body, how the body supports itself over the feet, lifting the sternum, dropping the chin, elongating the back of the neck, plucking up the crown of the head. The frame of the body. We let the bones carry the force of the weight of the body, and we soften the muscles around the bones as much as possible. Once we've lifted the body up, we soften on the inside. We listen to the frame of the body on the outside. We soften and feel the sensations of the body on the inside, settling, releasing, letting go of unnecessary holding, and bringing my stability over the center of each foot till the body feels loose. This is what I try to do in each of the postures. So what I do in the beginning of the form, I will also do when I go into a posture. I'll keep my body upright. I'll lift the sternum. I'll drop the chin, elongate the spine, pluck up the crown of the head, settle my weight with gravity into the feet, into the ground. So the whole body feels released and pressed lightly onto the ground, giving me a sense of stability, whether I've got the left foot forward in ward off left or the right foot forward in ward off right. Same thing. My center line is right in the middle between the feet. My weight is equal in both feet. My hips and my shoulders and my gaze are straight ahead. I want to get used to the feeling of the postures, not just the shape of the postures and how the body is on the outside, but what's going on the inside. This is how we'll look at this session today. So we start with the attention posture. I'll face 12 o'clock away from you. And I quieten down. And I start to experience what's taking place. Shape of the body. The holding of the muscles, the releasing of the muscles. Which parts of the body come into focus. Which parts of the body I can ask to let go. And I'll give myself time to do that. Keeping my focus on listening to the sensations in the body, especially the feet. Starting, I bend the knees. I want to make sure the knees go out to the corners. So the knees bend, the right knee to 1 o'clock, the left knee to 11 o'clock. The knees go out in the same line as the foot. This takes me down. My weight is equal in both feet. I pass my connection to the right foot. Try not to bring your body over your right foot to do that. try to find a way of sinking through the right leg so the right leg takes your stability, so you can pivot the left and push it across. From the beginning, fist distance between the elbows and the body, the middle finger on the crease of the trousers. Sinking. Knees bend, take the connection to the right foot. Pivot the left, push it one shoulder width apart. As soon as you start to move to the left, you're turning. Maintain upright quality and turn back. As you turn back, your right toes come in, pivoting on the heel, and the hands open up, so the palms facing away from you. Breathe in and lift up to the height of the throat. When you lift, try not to lift the shoulders. The shoulders stay relaxed. If anything, the shoulders drop, so the arm pivots around this point. The shoulder knuckle doesn't come forward with the arms going forward. The shoulder knuckle stays in place as the arm floats up. Notice the arms are long and straight, not like this. And when they drop, the whole body is sinking and releasing. And the sinking and releasing finishes at the same time. So the knees bend the whole time my arms are dropping. Finish. Now the principle is that when one part moves, all parts move. So we want to coordinate the changes in the body. So it's not just the arms moving. It's not just the knees bending. It's the whole body changing together. Eventually it'll become so when the knees soften, the rest of the body can follow it. But in order to follow, we've got to know what to follow and how to feel the moves. So the first stage is just simply getting the coordination right. So from the top, when we sink, everything is sinking and settling into the feet. What I like to think of is the body is like a column of water, and that water table is just dropping downwards, filling the legs, deep, a pool deep under the feet. So I feel very grounded. So we've got a few principles here already in the form. We're staying upright. We're coordinating the timing of the movements. We're developing stability in the base and accuracy in the movements. So probably that's too much to take in all in one go. So I would recommend when you go through the form, choose one thing. Look at that one thing in each of the moves. So focus yourself at the beginning of the form. Say to yourself what you want to look at. Make a mental note of what you want to train so you can follow it through every move. It could be that you're upright. It could be that the timing of your movements are going to be coordinated. It could be that you're looking for stability and settling. It could be that your postures are accurate. One span from the body to the elbow. Hand on the center line of the body. A hand at the height of the sternum. Feet in the right position. Knees pointing in the right directions. Hips and waist facing straight ahead. Accuracy of position. And the last one of the basic 5 principles is smooth, continuous movement without speeding up, without slowing down, without stopping. but just very smooth, continuous flowing movement between one posture and the next. So we'll go through the form. The first time, we're just going to go with some moves looking at the upright posture. So when I stand, I want to be aware of my head top, and I want to be aware of the soles of the feet and how the relationship between the head top and the feet, what that feels like. Whether my head top is forward or backwards, or where it is in relation to the feet, I want to be very aware the whole time that I'm standing like a triangle from my head top to my 2 feet, a very thin, tall triangle. And everything in between I'm taking care of. I've got 2 feet and I've got a head top. And I'm going to try and keep that head top and the feet in my awareness as I move. So when I bend the knees, I'm not thinking of the knees. I'm still primarily feeling my head top and my feet. When I transfer to the right foot, I'm maintaining the head top over the right foot. As I pass the left foot across, I'm still very much aware of where my head top is. Now when I move, I'm turning and bringing my upright head top over my left foot. Then I'm turning back and I'm aware of my center line. Push up, release down. The next move, the hips turn and the left toes turn in. I'm aware of how my center line moves with my hips. So my shoulders and my hips in line. Sit back to the left foot away from the right wrist until my head top is over the foot. And only when I've got that alignment and I feel like a rotating door, do I turn. Turning of the waist turns the shoulder, pulls on the right arm, and the right arm lifts. It's like I'm pulling the arm out of water, but I'm not doing it with my arm. I'm not doing it with my arm. I'm doing it with the turning waist, the turning shoulder. So the movement of the body creates the movement in the hands, not the movement inside the arm creating the movement of the hand. I'm leaving the hand behind passively. I'm turning the body to draw the hand up. And I finish with the hand at the height of the sternum, one span from the body, with the left hand underneath, both hands on the center line. One span from the body to the elbows. So it's not small, it's not stretched, somewhere in between, just holding a nice ball. All my weight is on the left foot and I'm facing 3 o'clock. My hips, my shoulders, my gaze, my upright posture facing straight ahead. I move forward, sinking into both feet, keeping upright. I move onto the right foot, upright. Now I turn to the corner. Now I've got my head top over my right foot. I turn to the corner and step. Move in, keeping my head top upright. Turn the waist, square to the front, 12 o'clock, sinking, dropping the right hand, still aware of my center line the whole time. Now those few moves, I can continue with the form, aware of my head top and my feet the whole time. I can also change my focus and do the form looking at accuracy of the postures. So I can do that whole section again, but with a completely different view. For example, accuracy of posture, one span, one fist between the body and the elbow. That means the shoulders are dropped. Sinking, the knees go out, making sure I'm listening for where the knees are going. This is different from feeling the head top. Making sure when I move and put my weight into the right foot, I'm not leaning into the right foot for stability. I'm sinking and gaining stability in the right so I can pivot the left and push the left across. I'm aiming for shoulder width. This is a different focus from feeling the head top. So when I move the left foot across, I'm looking for accuracy of where I put the left foot. When I move towards it and turn, I'm looking for accuracy of direction, that the hips and the shoulders move together. When I turn back, I'm looking for accuracy of posture. The weight's in the center of each foot, one fist from the body to the elbow, the hands are open, and there's a very slight curve in the arm with the thumbs on the side. When I lift, I'm not feeling the head top, I'm feeling my shoulders relax. When I sink, from one fist apart, the hands are opening up like a triangle, down as the body sinks, resting with the thumbs on the side. When I turn, accuracy of posture means the hips and the shoulders move together. Accuracy, when I move my weight to the left foot, I sit away from the right hand. The right hand stays exactly where it is. I move away from it, I sink and turn, holding the ball, all the weight over my left foot. When I turn, the whole body turns and the left foot turns in. This is the accuracy of the movement. When I sit back away from the right hand, this arm seems to elongate. It's like taking the slack out of the arm. So as soon as I turn the waist, shoulders turn and the arm is drawn up. And the accuracy of the posture is a nice straight line from the wrist to the elbow. If anything, the elbow is lower than the wrist, not higher. The hands are on the center line, one span from the body. When I move forward, my center line is right in the middle. Sink onto the front foot. As I turn, the waist turns the shoulder. Again, this draws the arm around a ball. The arm's going to lift into this position. It's going to happen as I'm turning. So all that really happens here is the left arm lifts. But it looks like I'm doing that with the arm. It's not, it's just that the body's turning. I'm over the right foot, I can step, I move in. Now I sink and square the hips, bringing the back toes in, facing 3 o'clock. Sorry, in the form facing 12 o'clock, sinking, dropping the right hand, ward off left. So in this scenario, I'm focusing on making sure my body does what my mind is asking it to do. Knowing the moves well and making sure each part of my body does what I want it to do. I don't want to let part of my body get lazy. I don't want to let part of my body go out of my consciousness. I want to feel and be embodied. Every single part of my body is doing one thing. So my focus or my intention with the mind and the body follows it. I can switch the dial again. This time, I'm going to look for stability. I don't need to think about the head top. I don't need to think about the accuracy of the postures. I'm going to primarily focus on stability. What makes us stable? Why is the body stable? Well, the body can be stable in two ways. One is to tighten and lock ourselves into a strong position. This is what we habitually do. The other is to rely on the weight of the body, the force of the body because of its weight and gravity, pressing into the ground through the bones, which allows the muscles to be soft. This makes the body connected because the body is essentially sinking, but it's not collapsing. I'm standing in my own frame and I'm letting any muscle that I don't need soften. So I feel very strong, I feel very grounded, yet I also feel very loose. And this is the Tai Chi quality we're looking for. So I'll focus on that as I go through the same moves. I start with the heels touching. I'm listening much more inside the body. I'm quietening down. I'm feeling the toes spread and the muscles in the feet release. So I can feel the weight of the body, the force of the weight of the body pushing into the ground. Start the form by bending the knees, making sure my feet don't tighten and the weight stays in the same part of the foot. Very different from feeling the crown of the head and very different from looking for the direction the knees are moving in. I'm feeling the feet. So it's quite a different focus. As I pick up the left heel, I'm making sure I don't tighten my right leg. I'm keeping aware of the feeling of being sunk, and I'm just gently moving it across without disturbing my balance. I'm pouring my weight drop by drop, and I'm feeling it arriving into the left foot. The left foot is nice and flat on the ground. Nice and stable, lightly pressed onto the ground. Turn back without disturbing the stability, and now ground into both legs. Let go of the thigh muscles, let go of the groin, the buttocks and the lower back. Use the legs, and as you come up, make sure your feet, you're not throwing yourself quickly, you're slowly raising yourself up. So the speed at which the muscles start to contract is very smooth, and it keeps you stable as you come up. Very easy to quickly tighten your muscles and throw yourself out of alignment. We want to slowly inflate the muscles through the whole body and feel the feet. Before you release, feel the feet, soften into the feet, let the body weight come down on top of the feet, nice and stable. The movements you make don't disturb, tighten the ankles, tighten the feet, make the toes grip on the ground. You try and arrange your movement and the change of the muscles inside the body so you can maintain your stability. When you turn and move to your left foot, Your focus now is on your left foot and ankle, and you're moving your body weight towards it and turning until you feel nicely stable and connected. As you move forward, you're feeling your right foot pressing down onto the ground until both feet are stable and both feet carry the same amount of weight. Very different from worrying or thinking or trying to get the arms to coordinate or the arms to be in the right position. I'm simply feeling my feet. Feeling your feet and getting stable will really help with your balance, because you need your balance to turn and step. Very common to clench to give you stability and then step. We want to try and sink and let go as we turn, step, move in, feel the feet, and sink and gain our stability. So we've gone through toward our left with the focus feeling the feet. There's more to go, but I just want you to have a think about how this might work, because to do the head top, to feel the feet and to get the accuracy is quite a big ask, especially at the beginning of Tai Chi when we're learning new moves, we're not sure of them. So it's much better just to take one of those and move through the whole form with one thing. And then do the form again, move through with a different focus. Or maybe even stay with one focus for a week or a month. Make sure it's becoming nice and easy and you're gaining some confidence in it. Then move on to a different focus. And in this way, they're like pieces of jigsaw puzzle that fit together. When one is working well, one piece is working well, one piece of the jigsaw is working well, the piece next to it will be affected, and the piece next to it. And eventually we cover all the different principles. And eventually, when it becomes natural to feel upright in your body, natural to feel relaxed, natural to hold the right frame and position, you don't need to think about it anymore. And in that way, we take on many principles at the same time. So let's go through the form. Let's go a little further. Just going to say a couple of the other things. The other things we can work with that are good to work with at this stage are smooth, continuous movement, so we don't stop anywhere. We move on, moving at the same speed without stopping. Same speed through our practice without stopping. This is probably what you saw when you saw people doing Tai Chi. You see that nice flow of movement. But also it's got accuracy, also it's got grounding, also it's got uprightness. Flowing is just one of the things. The other thing you can work with, each person will choose what they feel is important to them. The other thing you can work with is the timing of being coordinated. That means when I finish thinking, everything finishes. When I arrive in the center, everything is in the center. It's not that I arrive here and my waist is still turned to the corner. Everything comes together at the same time. Everything turns, moves, comes together at the same time. So each posture, they talk in the form of each posture being like a pearl necklace. The postures are like a complete pearl, and what's running through the pearl that connects them is the mind, the focus of the mind. So let's go through the form from the beginning. You can choose whichever you feel you want to work with. waiting until you feel settled, waiting until you feel your focus is at hand and present with the task at hand. You're not thinking about tomorrow or the past. You're really feeling yourself here, sensing the sensations, experiencing exactly what's going on. Slowing down and becoming in the present moment with the body, the sensations, and the relaxation. Call to mind the focus you want to train, the principle you want to work with for this section of the form. Bring it to mind in every posture. Starting the form. Remember what you're working with. Ward off right. Roll back. Sit back and bring the left hand palm up on the belly. Don't turn yet. Sit back and bring the left hand palm up on the belly. Don't turn yet. Once you're over the back foot, you've got your axis, then you turn. Palm down. When you turn back, fold at the elbow. Notice the elbow doesn't really move. You turn open and you turn back. Then when you reach the 50-50 point, the wrists touch. And notice this is flat. And notice the left hand is coming down on top of the right. It's not gripped. It's not holding on. It's about one fist from the body. And see that little shape of the wrist on both? They just meet together here with the left on top of the right. When I press, I'm not lifting my shoulders. I'm sinking my shoulders. And the hands are rolling upwards. Press to the height of the throat. Draw back. The right is drawn through the left. And they only start to separate when I come forwards and drop the elbows. Push position. Hips are square, shoulders are square, hands a straight line. One span from the body to the elbow. Fingers about the height of the throat. As if hands are resting on something. Small push, the fingers just go out the distance of the knuckles. Sit back, the hands drop parallel to the ground and they open out and they drop, but it's together here. Now I'm on the back foot. The timing is that as the hands arrive here, I'm on the back foot. I'm sitting away from the hands. So if you look at the line of the curtain, that's where my fingertips are. Here, when I sit back, they're still there. They haven't done this. They haven't done this. They stay where they are. The shoulders sink. It's nice and stable and upright over the back foot. Now my head tops over the left foot. I'm ready to turn. When I turn, if I'm thinking about my stability, I want to stay upright and I don't want to tighten my foot on the ground. So turning means turn within your ability to stay grounded. It's no good if you turn a huge circle and make yourself unstable. There's no benefit of being unstable. So I want to look at how far I can move and remain stable while I turn. And it's about here. Because if I turn anymore, I can feel tension coming into my thigh, and I can feel that tension is going to pull me out of alignment. It's about here. So when I sit back, I listen for how far I can turn. I continue the turning. The movement is smooth and continuous, but now I'm passing the weight into the right foot, and as the weight leaves the left foot, I just let it pivot on the ball of the foot. So now there's no weight in the left foot. I turn clockwise and I drop the left hand underneath. That movement is very simple. The left drops under and the right holds the hook, all the fingers touching the thumb. That's the movement. This one is going around a ball. This one's just coming onto the center line. So if I let go of something in this hand, it would fall into the hand below it. This is at the height of the sternum. This is underneath. It's the same posture as when I held the ball earlier in the form, but this is the hook. Sit back, turn. Move to the right foot. Turn and drop the left hand underneath. As I turn anti-clockwise, I lift the left fingers to the right wrist. I draw in the left toes. I step out with the left heel. I leave the hook exactly where it is and I move away from it. I turn to face 9 o'clock, and as I sink, the left hand drop, as if the left hand is dropping over something. So when I move, I leave the hook. See, the hook is above the line of the curtain. I leave the hook where it is. I don't push the hook out. It looks like you end up pushing the hook out with a straight arm. But what's actually happening is here, I'm moving away from the hook. It's my body that's moving away, leaving the hook behind exactly where it was, without dropping, but exactly over that point in the floor. Me moving away. And my left hand is just staying with the center line of the body. It's not doing anything. My body's turning, my left hand is moving with it. When I get to the final sink at the end, posture. Posture. This is to do with sinking, bending the knees, relaxing the shoulder, the hand and elbow follow that movement. And I end up in single whip with both shoulders level, hips, shoulders facing straight ahead, fingers on the center line like the push position, hook out to the side. The hook and the shoulder are at the same height, just 2 fingers below at the elbow. Single whip is facing 9 o'clock in the form. So if you want your accuracy, if you're working with your accuracy, you'll have a bow stance with your left foot forward, your knees in the direction of the posture, your waist, your shoulders, your gaze, 9 o'clock. Your left hand, one span from the body, straight line with the fingers on the center line, hook to the side. There's your accuracy. If you're working with an upright posture, you're feeling your triangle. If you're working with grounding, you're softening your feet and you're letting your thigh muscles relax so your body weight presses into the ground. If you're working with timing or coordination, as your waist comes round, as your body finally sinks, that's the final arrival of the hands as well. Just like when we sink here, when the knees finish, the hands finish. When the knees finish, the hands finish. Let's move on. Lifting hands. I'm going to do it this way so you can see the posture. The first thing I do is look for my front foot because I need that axis to turn around. When my weight is in the front foot or when my stability is in the front foot, it gives me something to turn around. So the first thing is trickle the weight forwards, find your left foot, turn, draw in the right toes, sink, push out the heel. There's no weight in the right leg. If I swing it through, it just misses the left. The hook stays where it is. It's as if something rolls off the elbow. The elbow rolls over, the shoulder relaxes, the hand turns over 45 degrees, palm up. It stays in the same place. The left hand stays with the body. It too turns over 45 degrees. This is the posture. It's as if I'm catching somebody's arm. This hand catches the wrist. This hand catches the elbow. Lifting hands, no weight in the right heel. Comes from single whip facing 9 o'clock. Move forwards. Turn. Draw in the toes. Sink, push out the heel. No weight in the left foot. Drop the hands. Don't turn yet. Once the hands have dropped, the right is now one fist from the groin, protecting the groin. Then turn. Again, palm down, turning out, turn back, fold at the elbow, familiar. Draw in the right toes, step out to the corner with the heel, sink into shoulder stroke. Shoulder stroke, protecting the groin with the right hand, protecting the center of the chest with the left. Resting. Straight line, hand on the center line of the body. Both hands on the center line of the body facing the corner. Shoulder stroke, moving on to the right foot, the left heel comes off. Turn to face 12 o'clock. White crane, spreads wings. Lift up and release. White crane spreads wings. This is the same posture as the beginning of the form. Left hand is the same posture. It's going to be the same posture in brush left knee twist up as well. All my weight is on the right foot. The right hand one span from the brow, but further forward, not in line with the head, further forward. All the weight on the right foot. The left ball of the foot this time. If I swing it through, it misses my right heel. White crane spreads wings. Right hand drops, left hand lifts. Don't turn until the hands are level. When the hands are level, you start to turn. My right hand, palm up to the hip joint. Keep turning, palm down, behind. turn back, fold at the elbow. One fist from the ear. Have a look. White crane spreads wings. Right down, left up. When they're level, start to turn. The first half of the turn, right hand to the hip. Continue turning, right hand palm down behind you. My hips finish turning at the same time as my hand arrives here. Turn back, both hands fold at the elbow. The elbows don't move. Both hands fold at the elbow. The elbows don't move like windscreen wipers. But don't do the hands independently. Turn the body. Turn the waist. Fold. Step left. Shoulder width and bow stance. Move in. Sink and square, brush left knee, twist step. Left hand in the same position. Right hand, same position as the push. Hips, shoulders straight ahead. Facing 9 o'clock in the form. Brush left knee, twist step. Number 1. Move on to the left foot. Drop the right arm. Draw the toes of the right in, lift the foot up, put the foot behind, lift the hands like the beginning of the form and sit the weight back to the right foot. Turn to 9 o'clock, draw in the toes of the left, sink and push out the heel. Play guitar, all the weight is in the right leg, just the left heel, no weight in it. Posture. This hand is the same as push. Left hand is the same as push, one span from the body. Right hand wraps round with the fingers just touching the elbow. Not too close to the body. Play guitar, all the weight in the right leg. Facing 9 o'clock. I'll do it from the front so you can see. Drop onto the left. Drop the right hand. Draw in the right toes. Pick up the right heel. Put the foot down behind you. Ball of the foot touches first. Lift the hands facing the corner. As you sit back, turn to 9 o'clock. As you sink, drop into the right. Drop the shoulders, elbows. Draw in the toes. As you finally sink, push out the heel. Play guitar. Now we do another brush left knee twist step. Turn open, half a turn, right hand to the hip joint, full turn, palm down, turn back, windscreen wipers and take a step, move in, brush left knee twist step. We've done the second brush left knee twist step facing 9 o'clock. Next move. Step up, deflect downward, intercept and punch. Sit back. Sit back, turn open the left foot. Move on to the left foot, scoop, bring in the right toes. Lift the hands like the beginning of the form and the knee. Turn. Place the heel. Walk on to the right foot. Step left. Move in and punch. Step forward. Deflect downwards with the outside of the right hand. Intercept with the left and punch. Punch is straight ahead, not at an angle, it's straight ahead. It's parallel to the ground. It's a loose fist. The left hand just lightly covers this soft area above the elbow. Punch. Hips, shoulders, punch, straight ahead. It's not in the middle. It's at the side, straight ahead. Facing 9 o'clock. So From brush left knee twister, I sit back away from the right hand. I turn open the left toes in the form. I'm facing 9 o'clock. As I sit back, my toes will now face 8 o'clock. I'm going to walk towards 8 o'clock. And I do that by moving onto the left foot. As I do, there's a small turn of the hips, which draws this hand down. As the hand comes down, the foot comes in, my feet are close together. All my weight is in the left. Lift. Same movement as the beginning of the form, but I'm bringing up the right knee. Turn. Sink. This isn't reaching out. This is lowering myself with the left leg. Sinking. Stable in the left. No weight in the right. Continue turning. Move on to the right. This is a move where the waist is turning. It draws my right hand back, palm up on the hip. My left hand, my left shoulder goes forward. So I've got a straight line here. Don't want my left hand crossing my center because this is vulnerable. Onto straight line here. Step left, move in and punch. Do the whole move so you can see it. Sit back, turn open the foot, move on to the left, turn. Drawing the right toes lift. Turn to the corner, place the heel, walk onto it. Turning. Step left, turn back to face 9 o'clock, sink and punch. In the form, I'm facing 9 o'clock, sit back, turn open to 8 o'clock, move on to the left, draw the right toes in, lift, turn, place the right heel, walk onto it, continually turning the waist clockwise, step left, move in, 50-50, sink and punch. Notice I pick up the arms like the beginning of the form. As I turn, I relax the chest and the shoulders and the hands start to turn over. I continue sinking and this hand turns palm up. So it's gone from being palm down to being palm up. This hand's gone from being palm down to being this way. Have a look. Palm down, turn, palms turn towards me, step, right hand palm up, fist, left hand straight ahead, step, move in, sink, and punch. Last move of the first part of the form, fold. The hand comes from being on top, the thumb lightly touches and you pivot around the thumb. So now my palm is underneath. Sit back and draw the right hand through the left. They separate as you come forwards, push. Exactly the same as before, only this time the left foot is forward in push. So in punch, my left foot was forward, fold, sit back, move in, push. Exactly the same as what I've done when I was facing 3 o'clock, but when I was in push earlier in the form, my right foot was forward. Now I'm facing 9 o'clock, my left foot is forward. Next move. I'll do it facing this way so you can see it more easily. I sit away from the fingertips. Notice they don't move. I sit away from the fingertips. I turn. I bring my right thumb onto the center of the chest. I'm in my right leg. Right leg, the weight is in the right Turn on the right leg, no weight in the left toes move in. Turn. See, my left toes are now in the form, my left toes and my waist facing 12 o'clock. Move on to the left foot, the hands open out. Drop the hands as the hands cross. My right foot steps, feet parallel, cross hands. I'll do it facing 9 o'clock in the form. Fold, draw back, my weight in the right, move in, push, sit back, my weight in the right, turn, facing 12 o'clock, move to the left foot, open out, sink and drop onto the left as the hands cross, the right foot steps. Cross hands, both palms towards you. This pointer's at the height of the throat, nice big circle, one span from the body, not too close. Right? Shoulders dropped, nice big circle. To finish the form at that point, the hands turn over, they slide out as if they're sliding down a ball. So there's this kind of, this shape. They go from here, palm down. Now the right hand is on top, slide over each other and down. Weights in both legs. Turn to the left, turn open the left foot, move on to the left. Heel of the right comes off, turn back, heels together, lift. Now I'm back at the beginning. So if I do that again, from the punch, fold, sit back, move in, push, sit back, turn, weight in the right, move across, weight in the left, drop the hands, step, cross hands, hands turn over, slide down the ball. When they're down by the side, I turn open the left foot to 11 o'clock, walk onto it. Now I'm facing 11 o'clock, all the weights on the left. Turn back to 12, bring the right heel in and lift up. Now I'm at the beginning of the form. Or at the end of the form. And I can do a whole new form with a completely different focus. So I would highly recommend choosing one thing you want to work with that interests you. Not because I say, or the classics in the book say do this, but something that you feel in your body. Oh, my posture's not brilliant, I'd like to work with my posture. Or my stability, I can feel myself a little bit tense in my balance. I'd like to work with that. Find something that interests you, that you want to train. Maybe it's to do with feeling more calm in yourself and you want to feel more grounded and settled. You choose for yourself what interests you, because one jigsaw piece, one piece of the puzzle will affect many other pieces. So whichever piece you work on first, in a way it doesn't matter, because we have to work on all of them in Tai Chi. And if you work on stability, you'll get a better posture anyway. If you work on your posture, it'll be easier to be stable. These things have knock-on effects. So choose something that interests you. Give yourself a few minutes each day to refresh, so your habits are replaced by something that is deeper and more considered. Rather than just simply moving, you're actually feeling and organizing yourself as you move. And this deliberate way of doing it eventually becomes much, much more natural. At first, it's a little bit, it can be a bit stilted, and it can be a bit, you're having to think about it too much. Over time, it becomes more and more natural to do. Use less force, use less energy, be more relaxed, be more grounded, be more stable. These are things we want in our in our movement, in our everyday life. And we get them from looking at what we do that makes us unstable, that makes us out of posture, that makes us disembodied and not aware of the whole of us. And by noticing these things and putting it back into place, I can do it this way. Not that we're wrong, not that we're wrong. It's just that we've noticed something. My elbow's too hard, I can soften it. That creates a bigger, fuller posture. And I've noticed it. So rather than thinking I'm wrong, there's something there I can change. That feels better. That feels more whole, more connected, more released. So thank you for watching. And I will, for those that I normally send these videos to, I will send this one. And I'll probably put it up on YouTube as well. Thanks very much.